What up, YouTube? Today, I'm going to talk about a little bit things about what happened to me. First off, I want to start with is what my symptoms are. I'm in the hospital right now, so maybe you can see in the background. I contracted MOG AB. For a long story short, it's a disease that autoimmune disease that attacks your lower spinal cord and produces a lot of white blood cells and stuff in detail. But if you want to look at it more, this description is down below. Um, or I mean, put something, a link or something you can look at later. But other than that, I don't know how I contracted disease. I started to feel a whole lot. But other than that, like how contract disease, I don't know. It's a rare disease, a very rare disease. Not many people have it, I guess. Per se, I don't know how many in the world, but you can look those facts up. I'm not really into looking those facts up right now. Other than that, how I contracted the disease, how the symptoms I felt. The feelings and the symptoms were really kind of weird, I guess, per se. Um, I started with headaches, very blurred vision. I think that's one of the symptoms if you look it up. And then, um, tingling down my spine area and numbing and all that. And I guess I can say it's like after a while, ignoring it. I thought it was, and it was after a while ignoring it. I guess I can say taking pills for migraines or something like that. Then I started my vision. I started getting something in my vision. I went to an eye doctor here in Japan, and he said maybe there's something wrong with this area. So I just said maybe fine, you know. So we went to the eye doctor. He gave me some drops. I thought that was it. A couple more days progressed. Started feeling a little bit more worse. Started feeling more pain in my back and in my spinal area. And then a couple more days passed by, and finally get my vision back, up to par, and then I started feeling it more and more. The last time I did it was when I felt bad. Was when I was with my friends. We went to like a bar, and it was called. It's called here in Japan. It's called the pub, and the hub. Sorry, the hub, and it's pretty British bar, British pub kind of deal. That didn't really feel good too, so I was taking medicine then. That was out a couple after that. That was the last time I remember that I felt bad, like in that kind of way. I remember like waking up that next day and not able to wake up, not getting able to get up a little bit. And it kind of I started walking, I could walk and do normal things, but it kept getting worse as that day. So I thought it was just a cold or fever or something, and I was wearing and where I felt when I was walking, I felt like a rash between my body, and like it was very burning, and I would like put cream or something. I thought it was some weird flu or something, where not disease, but weird cold or whatever it is. And then after that, a couple hours later, the girlfriend at the time, she convinced me to go to this. I hate going to doctors, so she convinced me to go to the doctor. And after I went to the doctor, I remember, he didn't know what to do. There was no doctor on the Sunday, so we traveled to some doctor. He did all his tests. He's like, no, it's not a virus. It's not this. This can't be this. So we don't know. So you have to go to some other doctor. So my girlfriend at the time, she was maybe she'd go to her family doctor. So we went to her family doctor on Monday, I guess. That next it was like a weekend. And then I started getting worse. Couldn't walk. I started wobbling. I couldn't start going to the restroom anymore, and it was kind of scary because I would drink water and it would not come out. It's kind of not fun, right? So, and I remember he recommended us to go to the doctor where we're at is a specialist for nerve and brain and seizures and stuff. So we went there, and the next day we were not open, so it was an emergency. We went there in the morning, and I remember that day is when I couldn't even start walking. I remember I couldn't even hold my weight up, and I tried one time to go there, and I absolutely collapsed. They had to put me in a wheelchair. That was the day I felt like, what has happened to me? What is going wrong? And then I'm a pretty healthy guy before this all happened. I maybe put a picture here or there, or, maybe in the end or whatever, but I was very healthy. I used to go to the gym, every time, do cardio, I love the gym. I'm a gym rat. I love the gym. I wanted to make videos about this, but my gym and being in Japan and the fitness culture, I wanted to raise it up. That was my kind of thing after I did school and stuff. And then I waited and I waited and waited, and they finally called me in. They had so many doctors, like, figuring out what to do. They took out blood, put a catheter in because I couldn't go to the restroom anymore. And after that, I couldn't even get up or roll over or do anything anymore. I literally was the vegetable. I became a vegetable. And after that, they're trying to figure out what had happened, what is wrong, and they finally figured out I had high white blood cells, and it was attacking my immune system, and they didn't know what was it, so they figured out, so they put me in the emergency room. That day they had I think they hooked me up. Next day, a bunch of doctors came in and said, hey, we're gonna, maybe it's autoimmune disease. Well, they figured it was autoimmune, try to guess, but they didn't know anything. So they still running tests and taking blood and checking on me, and I was not feeling good. It was days I felt like I was dying, like literally, like that day I thought I was dying, like I was not gonna make it that day. I couldn't think I couldn't move like I said, half of my body. I didn't feel good, and I was passing out, and so they pumped me up with the IVs and tried to get me back to regular there, and they gave me some steroids. They figured out that autoimmune disease is you have to use prednisone, so they use prednisone, and that helps kick down my immune system. So it's like cancer, kind of. What I want to say here is that prednisone is very immune system. Prednisone is very strong, so it knocks down all your your blood cells and your immune system, so you get So that's what they did. So, and I remember that after that, remember laying there and thinking, wow, this is not gonna happen. Then the next day they finally I remember they put these blood transfusion you're gonna do. So they just, I have a scar somewhere, so I think here you can see it, and then they put a tube down and to clean my blood out, and I chose fusing blood. So they had some with white blood cells, and then that's and that this and that third, because old blood is very rare in Japan, So they had to deliver it. The dude was emergency delivery because I was in an emergency state. So they had a machine to hook me up, clean my blood out, and they put some more in there, and it's kept going on for a month. And they decided to give me the drip steroid prednisone, and they drip, and the IV. Um, and pretty scary because being here in Japan, not much you can do. If you don't know the language or nothing, which I kind of do, so it's pretty a plus on me for learning it. Here it's very like food, everything. If you're gonna be in hospital, you gotta pay for your clothing. You have to have clothing. You can't. They don't provide clothing. They don't provide things that you need, or like you gotta buy that. You gotta buy this, and it's costly. If you don't like, for example, the food. The food is horrible. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't even eat it sometimes, but you're gonna have to buy your own food sometimes to, like even try to get past the day. Like that's how it is. Like it's like you put these, like my experience was this. They give you a little fish, and you little portions that taste like crap. I mean, like, even like tough gum. You don't want to eat it, and it's, I think the portions are for more like older people because in Japan there's a lot of old people. And also the thing is, I'm lucky here because being a student, you get government. You have to have government insurance, so that helps with a lot of the bills and stuff. Especially with this rare disease, they have me discounted a lot because this disease is very, very. I contracted here, so it's not very. It's very a lot of process, and and every month you pay. I don't, thank God I don't have to pay that much, but being a student it's kind of weary on me, and my experience with these people, in the hospital, and doctors. It's really hard because you tell what you feel your body, your body, so doctors think, oh no, naturally you can build up these things and naturally this and that. They do not want to accept the fact that your body is with your body. They just go by the rules, and they try, and if you ask like, hey, can I have some more medicines? I don't think any I can get up. Can I have a more dosage? And they're like, no, well, maybe, I don't think, maybe you should, just, go and you can fight it, and like, naturally. So medications, they're like, they don't want to give you, or, it's kind of like a fight how you feel versus they're like by the book, instead of like in America where they ask you how you feel, and then they will like, okay, we'll adjust your medication, we'll see how that happens, and there you go. We're open-minded, and they're not open. Japanese are here and not open-minded at all. That was my experience with these doctors. Here it was very, per se, kind of hard because they would not want to give me what I wanted, and I would do a lot of research, and they were like, no, this and that, third, and no, we don't think so. Finally, after a while, the doctors that finally gave me, I argued for a medicine called Gabapen. Gabapen was the one that was helping me get better, and feeling, and actually helping me get able to where I'm at right now, which I can talk in another video. But as far as leaving the hospital for months, I was going to school, and I had to take a leave of absence, and that leave of absence, that's detrimental. Like you have to catch up for everybody, and you're stuck in a hospital and all your friends are far away, and you have nobody that and eventually some of my friends came by, and and my girlfriend at the time, she came to visit me and take care of me, and she was all worried about me, stressed about it, and it's very stressful around people that that you were fine before, and people take this for granted, now, like, they can go out and they can do this and they can walk, or, I couldn't do all that, and I totally just hit a downfall, and got really depressed, and you know, food was like make me happy. It was like, oh, give me food. And now, you know, and I was never like that. So I mean, I was very fit, like I said, um, person. But I guess the only thing I could turn was to food and buying food, or you know, eating like a bunch of cookies at a time or whatever it may so be. And it was like a real bad thing. And now it's now I'm feeling, now I'm getting better, but I still have, you know, when I was in the hospital, the symptoms of that, you know, disease was very bad. I can say is, you know, they were very numb in the legs. It feels like, how can I say, like you when you have a dead leg, or your leg is very like sleep or like that kind of stuff. This hot feel from my half of my body down to my legs. Yeah, I couldn't, and I would have sharp cramps, and you know, like even when they were diagnosing me, treating me, it was just cramping, and my feet would curl up or just go up, or like all night it twitches, and you know, and I couldn't sleep at night because I was just like I would get like a, you know, like a cramp in my leg, cramp here. It wasn't a happy time. And then you know, being able not to get up, they would have me, you know, try to rehabilitation when I was a vegetable, and they didn't really, you know, help me, you know, and I couldn't even like sit up like this, like I'm doing now, or talking to you guys. I couldn't even like feed myself, you know, like that's how bad it was. So, and those, you know, like, you know, if you have a disease, it's not, you know, you have to cope with it, you know, now. But this is for now. I'm going to talk about more later in the second video, part 2, because I guess it's getting too long. So I appreciate you guys listening to me. Please subscribe and like my video, because I want to explain the second part of being here and how frustrating it is. And I'm going to show you around the videos and make another vlog about it. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.